today we're gonna be we're gonna be doing a little live stream. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but we are gonna find out what's going on here. So anyway, let's go ahead and watch some trains as they go by. So this is gonna be kind of a portrait only live stream, unfortunately. So here we go. Try to go as far back as I can without losing signal here. Kind of one of my engines. Another one. Gonna get trying my best not to lose signal here. If possible, I can go back here. Trying to lose signal. Let's see, got the controllers toward the front here. I think I want 3,000, no, 30, 42. I'll make sure that was working. Not for this one. Make sure it's working. So I get a little bit toward the front here. This one right here toward the crossing. I want this one. Actually, I want this one for the crossing. And I want this other one closer to the other crossing. Watch that crossing thing right there. Looks like we have someone coming up pretty quick. By far, it's a pretty good answer. Continuing on this way, let's go over here, meet up with our other engine. Getting enough signal. Watch them crossing things. Okay, we're gonna start this up with the other train. See the express train, pretty good. So there's the end of the train device. Yes, moving right along. See, we're still working on this one. Alright, so what I want to do with this engine eventually is to put BNSF lettering on it. And if I remember correctly, that's exactly what it looks like now. That's exactly why I have these two engines. So, you notice the caboose in the back is supposed to have a horn on the back, so you'll see that it's a custom caboose, so it's really good. This is HO scale, yes, it is HO scale. Half O scale. HO. So the engines, of course, the two engines on the inside loop are both GP40-2s, and the engines on the outside are both SD60Ms. If I remember correctly, the SD60Ms were painted H2 for the longest time, and by the time they actually were repainted in an H3, they actually hold on a second. There you go. So once they got repainted to H3, they didn't look like that anymore. In fact, they looked different. So the engines you see here, like I said, that's the two engines I really like. The engines I have, like I said, there's a number of engines in the yard, but as you can see, we have a lot of 1950s equipment in the yard. We're not sure what model era we're trying to go for. I'm thinking like the 1950s, according to the equipment, but the layout is based in the 80s. And in 80s, right? So sorry, I had to say that. One of those things, geeky things I do every once in a while. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Athearn ones that came out a couple of years ago looked you know, these ones, these G340-2s, they're actually pretty inexpensive. I've got the DSF engine for under, I think it was like with the decoder included, it was well under $200. So it's a pretty good deal, if you ask me. So then the engines on the outside, like I said, I bought them secondhand for about $60 a piece. I installed $100 decoders in them, so they're actually pretty good now. It's not wanting to do anything with that. Sometimes this stinking controller, you know, sometimes it just wants to work, but other times it doesn't. So it depends on how far away I am from the source. Comes the GP40-2s once again. So this right here is Kelso. Right here, this is Kelso. Kelso this is a real life area. As you can see, there's Maker Lumber right there. There's Rambo's Hobbies. And there's also a couple other places. There's Century. You might notice this over here is Paramount. There's a theater right there. Then we got the this is definitely more or less fictional, but it's actually real, so you get the idea. So it's kind of supposed to be a realistic depiction. Let's blow the whistle, shall we? Decided to do that out of randomity. So you can see we got our sections of our traveling layout out right now because we're trying to rebuild some of them. Trying to redo some of them, so it's going to take a while to do that, but yeah, pretty good. So we're about here, and let me take around the rest of the room here. So we have, this is the HO scale layout. Over here we have another HO scale that we just got back, so it's actually pretty good. Then we have this O gauge layout. This is, let me just show this to you guys. Take a minute to read that. That is amazing. We have the N scale. It's N scale trains right here. Guys have been following my N scale routing series. You know I love N scale. I don't love it as much as I love HO, but it's really good. I like the fact that it's so smaller. Then we have the this is O gauge. So O gauge you probably are familiar with. Most of you are. It's a 3-rail O gauge. And then we have in here we have a number of other things, and these are tin platers. We got 3 other scales shown here. So in the bottom you have Z scale. In the middle you have N scale. Then we have HO. Then O gauge. So that's the most common scales. Here comes, I don't know what this is. It looks like I don't know what this is, honestly. This looks like one of those obscure streamliners of some kind. They're pretty good. N scale railroading. Well, it's actually a good railroad right now. If you guys remember, the turntable we have here is what we are trying to do. This is literally the biggest turntable we can buy. It's literally about it's about 5 or 7 inches long, so it's pretty long, and you can have big boys on that turntable. And so this is N skill layout. Like I said, we had it for a long time. We still are working on it. Still a work in progress. And scale, of course, has the advantage of being so small. You can put it in smaller spaces. And here is O gauge. You've probably seen it already. So this is the O gauge layout. Still got time to go. So let me show you something I think you'll get a kick out of. We're going to look at the O gauge for just a little bit so you guys see what I'm doing here. So to do this, you have to do one of three things. So you have to go here to turn this up to 14 volts, and then use this to pick the direction and wiggle it. Come on. Let's do it. So the way this works, we have a little digital electronic system. Yeah, O gauge, can't beat it, obviously. I'm gonna slow this thing down, buddy. Let's get that going for a little bit. We got APX 572 East. Pretty cool. Show you one more train here. We got made a G scale. Well, is this thing on?
I don't know, I couldn't get it to turn on earlier.
Weird.
I figured I just did it wrong, but I'm wondering if it's even plugged in.
I don't know, probably not.
Because, yeah, it doesn't come on at all.
Yeah, later. Yeah, so a little information about this HO scale layout is that it was re-donated to us recently. So I don't know if you guys remember, but we have made this. So let me ask you a few questions. No. So let's see if you can remember. Do any of you guys remember like the battery powered engines that came out a few years ago, or a number of years ago, whenever that was? Unfortunately, those are not real model trains. They're just toys. These model trains are made to run on electricity from the rails. So yeah, they're a little bit more expensive, and yes, they do have a lot more features. So that's just the way they are. And trust me, they're actually really good. Alright, so we're down to nobody watching, so let's go ahead and something really special here. So, yeah, that's about it. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. As always, this is Cody3751, also known as Cody Strains. Ride safe.